There's so many viral beauty products, but which ones are actually worth it? In this episode of Tina Tries It, we're going to be testing out Western brands. Brands that are loved by so many influencers, are they actually worth the hype or is it all marketing? As always, this video isn't sponsored, but hey, to the brands watching that make it to the top of my list, hi, I have 2 kids to feed. As always, this is my personal opinion after using these products, so I'm going to be ranking them honestly. This Patrick Ta blush duo I have been seeing everywhere, all over my Instagram, TikTok, and even in makeup artists' bags. Why it's viral is because you get 2 formulas, a cream and a powder. And Patrick has this way of applying it where he applies the powder and then cream on top, which is the non-conventional way to apply blush, but it's meant to give you that glowy dimensional blush. I got this at Sephora and most of the popular shades were sold out. The one that I bought is Not Too Much. By the way, this is the OG formula, not the transition blush that has all that drama attached. After using this on myself, I actually quite like the finish of it, but I don't like applying the cream on top of the powder. I like using the cream under and powder on top. I still feel like I get that sort of glowy blush. It looks expensive. Look how nice that is. That's the cream. Hey, yeah, Desmond. No! He wants to dip too. The payoff? It's there. So I feel like that is why a lot of makeup artists have this in their kit. It's a high performing, long lasting blush. So great if you're doing brides, photo shoots, you want something to last all day. This will give you that. But I tell you what, it is not cheap. It's definitely on the pricier side, but I will say the packaging, everything looks really good. It feels expensive. It feels nice to use. Plus the cream, it has a flippy protector on top so that the powder doesn't fall into the cream and mess up. If you want a radiant blush, I definitely recommend this. I personally use it for special occasions because it does give me that more glam effect. It's not super natural. If you're used to Korean blushes that are natural, they're not so pigmented, then this is gonna be a step up from that, maybe 2 or 3 steps up. So if you're a person that's shy with blush, maybe this isn't for you, but if you like your blush, girl, you would love this. This is my go-to product if I want my blush to look good on camera. I want you guys to see that I'm wearing blush. This will give me that. You see how it gives you that nice glow? So this, it's definitely gonna be take my money. It's right up there for me. Another Patrick Ta product that's really popular are these eyeshadows. They are these highly glittery, sparkly shadows. They're meant to be used as a topper. So after you do your eye makeup, you want that highlight, that sparkle, you tap this on and it's gonna give you that almost wet look. People love this because it gives you that celebrity glam effect. I had a hard time choosing the colors because in each palette you only get 2, right? And very expensive. The shade I ended up getting was Slow Burn, which is more of a rose gold and purpley shade. So pretty. Now, when I use this, it did make my makeup look more expensive, looked more sophisticated, looked like I spent a lot more time working on my eye makeup when in fact I didn't. This is the shadow that you would use at nighttime. I think during the day it might look too much or it wouldn't really resonate well in natural daylight, but at nighttime or in flash photography, this thing pops. This will definitely give you fallout, so the best way to apply it is with your fingertips or a flat brush and you just pat it on your eyes. Even though this is really beautiful, I find that because I only reach for it on special occasions, the price doesn't really justify it for me because I spent $68 Singaporean dollars, and I feel like with that money I can get a whole palette with different shades, glitters, highlights, and just more variety. So I think if you're a beauty lover or you're a makeup artist and you do a lot of glam photo shoots, brides, this is gonna be a staple for you. You're gonna reach for this all the time, then yes, it's completely worth it. For me, it falls somewhere between a solid and a mid, halfway, because I don't get much use out of it. Even though it is really beautiful, I can appreciate that, but not a daily thing for me. People are obsessed with this one size setting spray. This is the Until Dawn mattifying waterproof setting spray. Guys, this is industrial strength setting spray in a can that you spritz on, and it makes your makeup virtually bulletproof. It will last you through clubbing, a marathon. It will last you from morning till night. Like the name says, it will control oil, it's sweat proof and really good for hot, humid weather. When I first tried this, I had high hopes. I'm like a dry combo skin girly, so I felt like this was a little bit drying, and it's because it contains witch hazel and alcohol to lock everything in, control the sebum. On my skin, it felt like I had hairspray on my face. Like it felt like a stiff film that wasn't really like moving with my face. It just locked everything in and I could feel it. This is my skin after 8 hours. If you have dry skin though, I don't think you'll like it. It's not as flexible as other setting sprays. Does it hold the makeup though? Yes. Definitely holds the makeup, but if you have dry patches, it might cling to that. So I would only recommend this for oily skin types, or if you have that special occasion, you're going to like an outdoor beach wedding and you need your makeup to last, this will do that. So there is a place for this in my makeup kit. It's not something I reach for every day, but definitely if I'm out in hot weather, if I'm sweating and I want my makeup to last, I will use it. Another thing is like the user experience. Because it's in a can, I feel like when I spray it, I'm like holding my breath. It feels a bit toxic. Not that it is, it's just like I'm not a fan of the user experience. It's a solid mattifying setting spray. If you don't like glowiness, if you just want your skin to be matte, or because you have very oily, active skin, then you'll love this. For me, it's gonna be like in between solid and mid. I wish I reached for it more to make use of it. I will keep it in my kit though, because I do reach for this occasionally. Another setting spray that the internet is obsessed with is this Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. It says party all night, stay all day. Shouldn't it be stay all day, party all night? A lot of people enjoy this setting spray because it locks in your makeup, but it doesn't make your skin feel dry. In fact, it gives you more of that lived in makeup look. It's a little bit more radiant, a little bit more glowy. So this is right up my alley. I like it because it is that burst of hydration. And like I said, I'm like a dry to combo skin girly. I need something like this. It feels comfortable, it's nice. It just feels like a nice mist as well. I've used this for years. Like I think this is my 4th bottle, and I really like the travel size ones as well. This is gonna be really good if you want that elegant glam look, great for mature skins, normal skins can use it. If you're super oily though, this might make you too shiny. If you're after a fully matte setting spray, this is not for you. Personally, I love this. I've been using it for years, so this goes to the top at take my money. Oh, one thing is like you have to commit to your setting spray. Like if you're like half pressing this, sometimes you will get droplets, so you need to fully press this down. Make sure it hits every part of your face. Next are the Hourglass ambient powders. This is like an OG product. It's been around for years and people still love it till today. They sell both like individual ambient powders and then palettes like this. I personally love the palettes because you get more use out of it, and it's so travel friendly. I can just pack this and I'm like, that's my full face. These powders went viral because it gives you that expensive, soft, focused skin look. Don't confuse it with a setting powder. Setting powders set your makeup, control your oil, whereas this is more of a finishing powder. It adds a little bit of glow back to your skin. It makes it a little bit more radiant, but not super highlighty. I personally love their blushes and their ambient powders. I feel like it just makes your skin look more alive. If you feel like after you do your makeup and it's looking a little bit flat, like everything's matte and you want certain features to pop, that's when it's great to use a finishing powder or their blushes to add in that radiance. I would recommend this for people who like soft glam, that clean girl makeup look. You're not really into like fully matte but not fully dewy and glowy. This is like the in-between. So inside it has these light diffusing powders and pearl technology that help to manipulate how the light hits your face. That's what gives off this luminous glow. A big tip from me when using powders like this is that if you have textured or patchy areas, do not use this powder on that area because it's going to highlight the texture. You want to use like a matte setting powder or something just to flatten that area. So you want to use this on more smooth areas to give that glow, avoid the textured areas. Now the thing with these is that it's not cheap, and I don't think everyone needs a powder like this in their kit, because some people will say, oh yeah, I love it, I see the results, and some people would be like, well, it did nothing for me. If you're like a true beauty lover and you can tell the difference between like satin skin, matte, glowy, and the finish is really important to you, then yes, invest in a finishing powder like this, because it makes your makeup look more professional, more expensive. But if you are happy with just the basic setting powder, I don't think this will like add that much wowness to your makeup look. It's gonna be great for makeup artists, beauty lovers, if you wear makeup all the time, if you wanna glam up. But if you're just doing like simple, no makeup look, clean girl, then I don't think this is a necessity in your makeup bag. For me, it's solid. Like, I love it. In fact, I recommend getting the palettes. They come up with a palette every year, and I think these are way worth it. Next is a newer foundation from Hourglass. People have been loving this because it has SPF 30 in it. It's a luminous glow foundation, not quite a skin tint. Their skin tints went pretty viral as well. This gives you more coverage than that and SPF. For me, I really like the finish of it because it gives me that natural radiant glow without looking too oily or greasy. I'm using shade 5. It leans more yellow, but I think it's okay for my skin. Blend it out with a sponge. Can you see it gives me that healthy, glowy skin? Not applied. I'm gonna say this has like a light to medium coverage, I guess more on the lighter side, so it's gonna be like a good everyday foundation, especially because it's got the SPF. It is buildable, but because the consistency of this is a little bit thicker, this doesn't budge. It's not like one of those serum runny formulas. It's got SPF, so it feels thicker, but when you apply it, I would suggest like start with minimal product and then build it up slowly, because it can feel thick real quick. The foundation does dry down slightly, but it does still feel tacky, so you would still need to set this. Look how natural it is. Like, you cannot tell that I have like foundation on it. It just looks like skin. Color number 5 is like literally my color. If you have dry skin, I think you would like this. If you have like oilier skin, you still could use this, but you would have to use like an oil control primer beforehand, and they have a pretty good primer, Hourglass. You can use that. In terms of longevity, I would use it during the day, but I wouldn't expect it to last to the nighttime. I feel like it does sort of like rub off. The longevity isn't there, and plus it's got SPF, right? So I assume they made this for daytime use. It's not really like foundation that you would use at night going clubbing or to special events. After a whole day of wearing the foundation, this is what it looks like. It did rub off on like the high movement areas, so like around my mouth, my chin, my nostrils. I wouldn't say it's a super long wearing foundation. It depends on how you set it and if you use any setting sprays, specific powders. Overall, I think it did pretty well. I'm not mad about it. If you can find your shade in this, I would say it's a solid everyday foundation. But yeah, longevity wise, not super long lasting. Next is the House Labs foundations. This is the Triclone Skin Tech foundation. My shade is 100 light neutral. I actually think I could probably go one shade darker as well. I think this was like the #1 foundation for 2025 or something. People love this foundation because it has skincare and it feels very skin-like. So a really good foundation if you don't want heaviness, if you want something that really just melts into your skin, definitely try this out. It's got 60% skincare in this, so that's why it's so nourishing. It's hydrating, it doesn't cling to dry patches. It's good for dry combo skin types. The coverage is medium and it's buildable. It's got skincare ingredients like squalene, glycerin, fermented arnica. It's also fragrance-free, talc-free, so sensitive skins can use this as well. They have a pretty good shade range and even some shades for olive shades, which I know a lot of brands don't carry, so definitely check it out if you have an olive undertone. I think I am in love with this foundation. I've been reaching for this like basically every day. Without. With this foundation, you still need to set it in place for it to last. I would say this is gonna be good for someone who likes radiant, glowy look. If you are a matte girly, don't bother with this. don't even get this. If you like matte skin, no, this isn't for you. Oh, the finish is very nice. It's very skin-like, but you can see that it's not super heavy full coverage. My spots still show through. That looks so good. You cannot tell me that this does not look like my skin. Just way better. Wow, I'm actually impressed. It doesn't feel like I have anything on the skin. It's very lightweight, gives me a very natural finish. One of the most comfortable foundations I've tried. I think the only thing is that if you're wearing this for the whole day, bring a touch-up powder, because for me, like, my T-zone gets extra oily, so I feel like those areas get a little bit too greasy looking towards the end of the day, but nothing a little bit of touch-up powder can't fix. Personally, I think it's Take My Money. It's probably my most used foundation so far. Then we have the Haus Labs concealers. These are a medium coverage hydrating concealer that doesn't dry out your under eyes. People love it because of the skincare ingredients and the flexible finish it has. It's a thick formula. I'm just gonna blend it out with a brush first. It's very easy to blend, very creamy. I also saw that it claims to depuff your under eyes after like using it for 2 weeks. I don't have that puffiness, so I can't say that is true for me, but it does brighten. It feels nice on the under eyes, and especially because that area is so delicate. And for me, my eyes are so dry down there. I can't go in with Shape Tape or anything like that because it's too much. So that's why I love this for my under eyes. These Haus Lab concealers, they've become like my everyday go-to concealer for the last, I want to say like 3 to 4 months, maybe even longer actually. I like these for under my eyes because, you know, that area is very dry for me and I've got texture, but it's pretty blendable. It hides the discoloration well, but you do not need a lot of this. I use 2 shades. I have a peachy shade, so number 5, Fair Peach, and then Light Neutral, which I use in other areas of my face to kind of spot conceal, to lighten. The only thing you need to know is that you do need to set this because it is a hydrating, creamy concealer. You want to set it with a little bit of setting powder underneath the eyes, but it doesn't crease too much. It doesn't do anything funky. It's not the highest coverage concealer ever, but it is enough for me. So for me, this is Take My Money. Check it out. Next, this is like an OG product now, the Rare Beauty blushes, the liquid blush. Don't be fooled by the name Soft Pinch. These are highly pigmented. I'm sure you guys have seen influencers use this. Sometimes one small dot is still too much. I'm not kidding. I don't know how they got these so pigmented. These liquid blushes are pretty easy to blend, but please start off with very little product, or if you don't want to overdo it, like pop some on the back of your hand first, use a brush to diffuse it and then go onto the cheek, because I've seen so many people, and I've done this myself so many times, like I'll just put like a dot and then I'll start blending and then just realize like, OMG, I've applied way too much. I usually go in with concealer afterwards to add brightness under my under eyes and also to calm this blush down a little bit. Now, there is a color, I think it was Bliss, or like one of the lighter shades. The lighter shades are definitely more forgiving. You can apply a little bit more of those and it doesn't look too like crazy. But the brighter colors, guys, like a smidge, just use like a tiny amount. I'm pretty sure this is for the cause of blush blindness. I love that they're easy to blend, highly pigmented. I haven't finished any of them. Like, they have lasted me so long. So the value for money is there. If you want to do your girl math, you would get a lot of wear out of these blushes. If you're new to makeup, these are going to be way too intense for you. You want something a little bit more natural, a little bit more forgiving. These are just like, they're packed with pigment. So you decide if you need that in your kit or not. But I think if you're a girl that loves blush, then yes, go for these. You will love this because the color payoff is real. If you hardly wear makeup, this is gonna be too crazy for you. For me, I used to love these. These used to be a Take My Money because clearly I have a lot of them, but I don't reach for them a lot nowadays because I want that like a more like lived in natural look. They're still very good, so I would say they're solid for me now. Then we have the Black Honey Clinique lipstick. People love this because it's like a sheer berry shade that kind of like changes with your lip color. In the stick, it looks scary, but when you apply it on, it's very like see-through, it's very sheer. So it's able to just adapt with your natural lip color. It gives you like a nice glossy sheen. It's not mattifying, it's not drying. People say it's more of like a balmy texture. For me, this is a very easy to use on the go type of lipstick because it's sheer, it's more more forgiving, so you can just apply this without a mirror. It feels like a lip balm to me. The color, it's a nice berry shade, and I guess it depends on your natural lip tone as well. It's gonna look a little bit different on everyone. The only thing is I wish this was a little bit more hydrating. I think because this has been around for a while, the lipstick technology has kind of evolved and changed a little bit, whereas this one feels like when I glide it on, it's a little bit grippy, like it drags a little bit more than my other lipsticks. The balm is more of like a traditional balm. It's not super soft like those melty ones, but that's the only pet peeve I have about this. The size, the shape of it, I like it. It's just like a thinner, longer lipstick. Now it doesn't last all day, so you do need to reapply. If you want to try this out, head to Sephora and do a swatch test first. It's best to try it on your lip because it's going to look different. How it looks on me is going to be very different to how it looks on you, so try it out because I don't think this shade is going to work for every undertone and every skin tone. Personally, I think it's cute. Would I repurchase it? Probably not, because there's other better formulas out there, and a berry shade isn't like my go-to everyday shade, but it's cute, it's nice. What would I rate this? In between solid and mid. Next one is the Natasha Denona High Glam Foundation. This is definitely a newer one for me. I would say it's kind of similar to the Lady Gaga, the House Labs foundation, but this is a little bit more blurring. It gives your skin a little bit more of like an expensive look because it has that blurring filter effect. That's half my face done. Can you see the difference? If you're someone with slightly oilier skin, I think this runnier, thinner foundation type will be suitable for you. If you're drier, then you're gonna like the House Labs foundations more. It's also a long wearing radiant foundation, so a lot of makeup artists love this. The coverage is medium and you can build it up, but it gets heavy and it can get cakey real quick. So you gotta blend properly. My advice is to really work it in with a damp beauty blender or sponge. What I like about it is that it gives you that skin-like glow. So it's gonna give you that luminosity, not for girls that like matte skin. This foundation is supposed to be self-setting. I kind of tried it out. It does dry down, but it still feels a little bit tacky. So if you're layering powders and everything on top, it can be a little bit too grippy. I would still lightly powder, but you don't have to powder everything so well, so you keep a little bit of that radiance like I did. The shade I got is YP3. I would actually go with a slightly darker shade because this is a little bit lighter. It's a foundation that you need to shake well, and I just noticed it's made in Korea. No, formulated in Korea, made in Italy. So I guess the parts were from Italy. I think this is a solid foundation. So this is just gonna be a solid for me. Next, we have the Rare Beauty Bronzing Stick. I think she has a contour stick as well. I have the bronzing color in shade Power Boost. The formula to this is nice and creamy, very easy to blend, easy to apply. This went viral because it's very beginner friendly. People like using it because it was easy to use. It's not an intimidating product. It doesn't look muddy on the skin. For me, I like to use this to just add a little bit of warmth, bronze me up, make me look a little bit more sun-kissed when I'm doing more of like a Western style glam. I also like mixing this with foundation that's a little bit too light. I just pop this on the back of my hand, pump the foundation on top, and I use it to kind of fix the color and darken it a little bit. Works great like that. Now, whenever I use a cream contour, I always apply a powder contour on top just to reinforce and set it, because in my experience, this kind of fades throughout the day. It won't last as long unless you powder on top. So that's what I like to do. I like to like sandwich it in place. It's very easy to blend. So creamy, melts into the skin. The size and applicator is okay because I use it on the perimeters of my face. But if you're trying to like contour your nose, the size of this is going to be too thick, and this is more of a bronzer rather than a contour. So it's just going to add warmth. It's going to make you look healthier, glowier, sun-kissed. I think this is actually a solid bronzer. If you're looking for something very easy to use, definitely check it out. I prefer this over the cream bronzers in a pan. This one I can just easily map out and then go in with a brush. It doesn't get all yucky and built up in the pan. So yeah, check it out. I have to include the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powders. These ones, I'm pretty sure everyone loves this, and there is a reason, because it actually delivers. This powder, I don't know, how long has it been around for? It's been around for a while, but there has been been like different colors. I got the cherry peach, which is a duo. You get 2 shades. What's great about this is that it gives you a blurred look. It gets rid of that texture that I don't like under my eyes, and it helps set everything in place. There is a scent to this. People love the scent so much that she made a perfume. This product has a cult following. Personally, I love the color correcting benefits of this. It will help to brighten and color correct the under eyes. It gives you that filtered skin effect, and the craze is real because this controls your oil. It's very finely milled, so it feels comfortable on the skin. It makes your makeup last longer. You can use it to bake. You can use it to lightly pat over the areas. Because it's a loose formula, you can use it how you want. You can build up the intensity or just do a light dust all over the face. I highly recommend it for humid weathers as well because this thing just locks everything in. What can I say? This is probably one of the few viral products that are truly worth it. So it goes up to take my money. That is also this episode of Tina Tries It. Check out my other videos if you haven't already. Let me know what products you want me to try next. If you're new here, click subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, and I shall speak to you guys next time. Bye.